Disclaimer: this video contains a lot of pixelated death, blood, and gore, along with spoilers for kindergarten. I know the game's been out for around 8 years, but I thought I should still add a disclaimer. Hiya. Y'all ever been to school? You probably have, and you've probably been to kindergarten. But this one in particular is a bit... how do I say this? Messed up? Probably use a better descriptor, but eh. So, we should probably go through what a standard day of kindergarten is like. Your day begins in the schoolyard, which just so happens to be where we meet our colorful cast of characters. Each of them has a route. Besides the janitor, unless you count being impaled by a mop. Multiple times. Please stop. Cindy, Jerome, Bugs, Nugget, Monty, and Lily are your classmates. Miss Applegate is your teacher, and the janitor is... well, the janitor. I'll mention anyone else as they show up. So now that you've met the cast, you can move on to morning time. Though you can get sent to the office where the principal resides. He doesn't seem to do much. Oh, hey, neat rug. Okay, I'm sorry. Anyways, morning time is class time, which means time to find a buddy. Though your buddy will only be whichever route you decide to go down. You can also go to the bathroom if you have a hall pass, if you ask if you can go to the bathroom. If you may go to the bathroom. The hall monitor is out here, and he'll ask for your hall pass, but will only let you to the bathroom with a bathroom pass. After class is lunch, where you can get slop from the lunch lady. There's plenty to eat, if you're allowed to, like a McLob silly meal, or biscuit balls. Whatever those are. Next comes recess, and come on, do I really need to explain recess? Just go have fun and try not to blow yourself up or fall into the nugget cave. Then, finally, show and tell. Make sure you bring something to show and tell, and make sure it's legal. Otherwise... yeah. Don't do drugs. You might get shot in the head. Welp, that's enough tomfoolery. Time to start earning the 8 achievements this game has to offer. Starting with... Too Cool for School, which unlocks the key mold. This is Jerome's route, and involves getting a laser pointer back from the janitor. Alright, let's talk to Jerome and get this quest started. Oh. Yeah, we can't start the quest right here. Usually quests have some sort of prerequisite, but we can do one very important step in this quest right now. Buying a yo-yo. As Jerome said, he might talk to us if we have something cool with us, and Jerome finds yo-yos very cool. We can choose to buy the yo-yo during morning time, but as seen with the bottom right, some actions cost apples. If we use too many, we go on to the next segment before we're ready, or worse, die. So it's better to buy it here. We also buy a screwdriver and cigarettes for reasons later down the road. Anyways, at morning time, we can convince Jerome to be our morning buddy, which he agrees to once we give him the yo-yo. Now that we are morning buddies, Jerome asks us for a favor, which is trying to get the laser pointer back from the janitor's supply closet. Jerome gives us a principal hall pass, which means we can go anywhere. But he tells us to get back before the bell, as the janitor doesn't like people in his territory, aka the school's supply closet. Now that we're in the supply closet, we find that the box containing the laser pointer is too high up to grab, which means we only have one choice. Vandalism. And now we can give Jerome his laser pointer back. Oh. Well, time to hide the evidence. Alright, we should be fine to grab it after he stops paying attention. And now he's throwing it away. Joy. So now we gotta get back, and luckily for us, the janitor decided to be lazy and instead put the trash bag in the bathroom instead of the dumpster. Jerome pays off the lunch lady so we can go to the bathroom and find the laser pointer in the... I'll give you this box of 2 cigarettes to not send me to the principal's office. Alright, now we can find the laser pointer and go back to the cafeteria, which everyone has already left for recess. So we go to recess, and find the janitor keeping a very close eye on Jerome. I'll probably kill him if we don't do anything. Monty calls us over and tells us that he has a plan, but takes the laser pointer as collateral before briefing us on his plan, which is to blow up the janitor. Monty gives us one of the principal's explosives, which is just a tad concerning, but hey, not my problem. So we put the bomb behind the janitor, tell Monty we did, And then Jerome runs, causing the janitor to say, "I ain't done questioning you yet," which the bomb doesn't like. So it explodes. So after show and tell, Jerome talks to us and gives us an item, a key mold, to a lock in the principal's office. Every round in the game, aside from the final route, gives us an item, and these items can be taken into subsequent Mondays, as, Tuesday doesn't exist, at least until a sequel to this establishment shows up. Either way, I'd put the difficulty of this achievement in D tier. I really like achievements that are tied to unlocking something in game, but it really doesn't have much difficulty. Anyways, on to the next achievement I obtained, that being Best Boyfriend Ever, which unlocks the flower. This round involves Cindy, and to start we need to take some money with us. We do this via the piggy bank, which in older versions required you to obtain money from runs to fill up. So you could only bring $10, but in the current version you have unlimited money, but can still only bring $10. The reason we need to bring more money is because of Bugs. You see, Bugs and Cindy used to be in a relationship, so we need to get him out of the way so he doesn't, kill us for talking to Cindy. Once we bring $10, Bugs detects that we have more than $3 and tells us to split the cash with him, or he splits our skull. Bugs tells us not to tell the teacher, or we might go missing like Billy. Who's Billy? Oh, he's a kid who went missing after probably getting expelled. That's not foreshadowing. Probably. Either way, after we tell Miss Applegate that Bugs stole our money, she has an idea to get Bugs expelled via him beating us up. So we tell Bugs his father is coming back. Bugs then proceeds to grab us at 0% and take us up to 102%. We call upon Miss Applegate to save us from Bugs, which she happily comes over to do so. So Bugs can finally get expelled. Miss Applegate gives us a star and then asks if we want to help her get rid of the rest of our classmates. We say no, as we still need to finish Cindy's route, but we should remember that offer for later. Now we can finally start talking to Cindy. She wants us to put gum in Lily's hair during morning time. We don't actually need to get anything from Monty this time around, so we just consume the apples. During morning time, we put the gum in Lily's hair, causing her to cry. We report this back to Cindy, who is ecstatic. She now wants to play house, but wants us to clean up the blood on our face. From when we almost got 0 to death by Bugs. So we head to the bathroom and get washed up and return to the classroom. We play house with Cindy and have an interesting experience. Just don't try to leave after she says you're drunk. She may be an awful person, but drunk driving is worse. Afterwards, we can finally head to lunch, in which Cindy tells us to go grab something to eat. We do, but then Cindy complains that her mother didn't pack her something vegan. So she asks us to get her something vegan. We have two options. Either go to Monty and buy a salad, or buy a biscuit ball. Personally, I chose the biscuit ball, mainly because what kindergartner wants to eat a salad, so not for any other reason relating to Cindy being a horrible person. Foreshadowing is a narrative advice that after she eats lunch, she wants us to go grab something disgusting from the janitor's supply closet. So, after she pays off the lunch lady, we go. Inside the janitor's closet, we find a bucket of blood. That's probably considered disgusting, so we should grab it. We leave the closet and return to the cafeteria after recess starts. At recess, we show Cindy the bucket of blood, and she is, once again, ecstatic. We are told to go on top of the monkey bars so we can dump the bucket of blood on Lily. After we dump the blood on Lily, she can't take it anymore, and jumps into the Nugget Cave, falling to her doom. Miss Applegate confronts Nugget about this, and Nugget jumps into the cave, also falling to his doom. Cindy gives us a flower for our endeavor. At show and tell, we show the flower, as if we don't, Cindy will probably kill us or take the flower back. I just don't care enough to do all that horrible stuff to not get any sort of reward. Afterwards, she lets us keep the flower, and the only word we can muster after the atrocities we committed is joy. And that's how we unlock the flower. I find the difficulty of Cindy's route to be far easier than Jerome's, so difficulty is more akin to an F, as this route barely requires much thought to actually get done. The next achievement is Nugget Hoarder, which unlocks the note. This is Nugget's route, and is the first route that requires an item, with this one requiring the flower we got from Cindy's route. So we just have to take the flower with us. Talking to Nugget and saying we can be friends requires us to either say we can only offer friendship or a flower. We need to show the flower, as Nugget won't allow us to go through his route without it. After this, Nugget gives us a chicken nugget, and tells us to obtain the other 4 nuggets of friendship. And the next 2 are at morning time. He also gives us one of the principal's bombs. Why does he have this? We talked to Cindy here to get the gum, but instead tell Lily about it. And now she trusts us. Also, we should grab the yo-yo here, as it's important soon. During morning time, we talk to Nugget, who gives us the trial of the cubbies. To do this, we need to access the cubbies, but the teacher tells us to not snoop around the cubbies. So we use Jerome as a way to help us. We give Jerome the yo-yo, and then, instead of leaving the classroom, we just joint the nugget while Miss Applegate is preoccupied. After Jerome takes the principal's pass back, we show the nugget to Nugget, to which she responds by giving us a nugget. Small correction. He didn't give us a nugget here. The nugget that we got was from the cubbies. I don't know why I made that mistake, but hey. We still have 2 nuggets out of 5. It tells us we need to deliver a letter to Lily for the 3rd nugget. We deliver the letter to Lily, but as she cannot read, she brings it to Miss Applegate, who draws everyone's attention to the letter. Eventually, Nugget, thankfully, yells at her to stop. After that, we tell Nugget we delivered the letter. Sorry about that. But Nugget tells us that the next nugget is obtained at lunch. At lunch, Nugget says something's about to happen, which is Nugget getting hit in the face with slop because of Bugs. Nugget wants us to get revenge for him by poisoning Bugs with a poisoned nugget. We walk up to Bugs and ask him to eat the nugget, to which he asks why. We tell him otherwise he'll look like a sissy, and he demands to know who thinks he's a sissy. I usually go with Cindy here, as I know it causes Bugs to eat the nugget, but I don't actually know what happens with the others. I assume it can cause different outcomes, but I don't really care enough to try right now. After Bugs eats the nugget, we tell Nugget that Bugs ate the nugget, and after Bugs dies, Nugget gives us the 4th nugget. How many more times am I going to say Nugget? Nugget also tells us to check in with Lily. After we check in and find out that she doesn't blame us for delivering the letter, she gives us a donut. Nugget also mentioned that the final nugget is at recess. At recess, we talk to Nugget, who, after taking the principal's bomb away from us, tells us it's a bomb and a listening device. He tells us to blow up the principal's statue, which is actually a security camera. How much weirder can this school get? Foreshadowing. After we Planet B, we yell out that the principal took Billy, causing the statue to explode and Lily to get sent to the principal's office. Before we can get sent as well, we give Miss Applegate the donut we got from Lily, saving us from the principal. Side note, you can also give the teacher $7, but that's probably kind of hard to get done during Nugget's route. After we return to Nugget, he gives us the final nugget, and after dropping a metric ton of nuggets into the Nugget Cave, we descend with Nugget. Inside the cave is a lot, like a dead dog that janitor dropped in, and a sign saying to bring the 25 talismans. Why is it talismans instead of talisman? Whatever. But the most important thing is a memorial to Billy. Nugget points out that the flowers around the memorial have started to die. We respond by putting the flower on the memorial. Nugget tells us not to leave things on the memorial before realizing that we left a flower, and after asking if we miss Billy as much as he does. Which the answer is yes, Nugget begins to cry. Nugget begins to break down, explaining that while he took the principal's pills to help him forget, he no longer wishes to forget. But, as the pills have already done their work, Nugget can only give us a note Billy left him. After school, Nugget gives us the note. Now, this route is harder than Cindy's, but is only really barely above in terms of difficulty, so it goes an F for difficulty. The next achievement I got is Teacher's Pet, which unlocks the lunch pass. Remember when we got Bugs out of the way? Yeah, we do that again. Though remember what he says about being friends. It's important after this round. This time, we take Miss Applegate's offer, and she wants us to start by getting rid of Cindy, but we need to buy a voice recorder for Monty. After we do, we talk to Cindy, refuse to put gum in Lily's hair, and call her mean. She gets mad and says we R-worded her. I'm starting to think this isn't an accurate representation of kindergarten. We both get sent to the principal's office, but considering that we have a voice recording of the event, we don't get expelled and Cindy does. Now, unfortunately, Bugs got let off the hook because of us getting Cindy expelled, but Cindy is definitely gone. Back in the classroom, we don't get an extra star as Bugs isn't gone, but we can take care of that later. For now, the teacher wants us to take care of Jerome because of how high and mighty he is. We buy the yo-yo, so Jerome gives us a hall pass, and we stop Miss Applegate from being distracted by Jerome so we can show her the hall pass. She takes it and sends Jerome to the principal's office for stealing one of his hall passes, and we get another star! Miss Applegate then tasks us with befriending Nugget before recess, which we can do by eating a nugget Nugget gives us, which looks a bit odd, but Nugget says we will see him at lunch. Either way, after talking to Nugget, he tells us he poisoned us, but that he also has the antidote, and he'll give it to us if we poison Bugs. So we do what we did before, return to Nugget and get the antidote, along with becoming friends with Nugget. After that, we talk to Monty, but not to buy anything. Monty mentions how the janitor spelled biscuit instead of biscuit. After we hear Monty say that, we can tell the janitor that he spelt it wrong and that Monty was the one that noticed. So the janitor cripples Monty and then gives us glasses. These glasses can be given to the lunch lady in order to leave the room, because during lunch, Lily leaves the cafeteria to spy on the principal. So after giving the lunch lady the glasses, we can go out into the hall and knock on the principal's door so Lily gets in trouble. Anyways, time to leave. Fair enough? At recess, Miss Applegate is impressed that we managed to get Lily, Monty, and Bugs, so she gives us 3 stars. She now wants us to enter the Nugget Cave and find something we can use to prove that the Nugget Cave is dangerous. Remember the dog corpse that the janitor threw into the Nugget Cave? Well, if we grab it and bring it back up, we can show Miss Applegate the dog, which just so happens to be Cindy's dog. Miss Applegate confronts Nugget about this and accidentally pushes Nugget into the Nugget Cave, without any nuggets to cushion landing. Miss Applegate gives us our final star, and gives us the lunch pass. No show and tell, as, you know, everyone's either dead, gone, or crippled. This round is quite fun, but again, a D in difficulty. Most achievements in this game aren't that hard to get, but they are quite fun. Next achievement is Super Bully, which unlocks the phone. We have to bring the lunch pass. We start by having Bugs steal our money, and then go into Miss Applegate. But instead of joining her, we refuse, which makes her a tad upset. We buy a yo-yo and offer friendship to Nugget. Both will be needed later. At morning time, Bugs tells us to come over to him and thanks us for standing up to Miss Applegate. But tells us that she is likely to try and get us expelled, and considering the last person to be expelled was the missing kid, Billy, that would not be ideal. Bugs proposes that we need to take her down, and gives us a knife once we agree in case she tries anything funny. We show Bugs our lunch pass, which gives us easy access to Miss Applegate alone, so there are no witnesses. Although, despite the fact that we would be alone, there is no way for her to turn her back, so we need to make a distraction, and Monty can make one. But we need one of the principal's bombs, which is one of the cubbies. We bribe Jerome with the yo-yo to get the bomb, then we spend $1.50 at Monty's shop for this distraction. Stick it under one of the front tables. I don't think it matters which, but I picked the top table. After the lunch bell rings, we use our lunch pass to have lunch with Miss Applegate. You can choose to eat the meal that you have, but I'm pretty sure it's poisoned. So don't. After activating the bomb, Miss Applegate goes to investigate, and then we backstab her when her back is turned. Bugs walks in and tells us to grab the knife as both of our fingerprints are on it. Bugs also takes her phone. We proceed to recess and hope nobody realized we were missing at lunch. At recess, Bugs point out that someone definitely noticed that Miss Applegate is missing, so the janitor is watching us instead. Bugs tells us to ask Nugget if we can hide the knife in the Nugget Cave, because Nugget is territorial and they aren't friends. We ask Nugget if we can add the knife to the cave, to which he originally says no, but after we show him the nugget of friendship we obtained, we can add the knife of evil to the Nugget Cave. We don't have show and tell as Miss Applegate is dead, but the principal searches both us and Bugs. But as Bugs goes up to be searched, he passes the phone to us as we had already been searched. Afterwards, Bugs lets us keep the phone as a token of his appreciation. This route is also really fun, but once again, a D in difficulty. Now, before we move on, and considering we are at about the halfway point, I'd like to ask, if you like this video, to hit the like button and consider subscribing. It means quite a bit and helps out quite a bit as well. I know I usually ask at the end of the video, but I know not everyone cares to watch an outro to a video. So what were we doing? Oh yeah, anyways. The next achievement is Money Bags, which unlocks the office key. This route is quite unique compared to the others, as while this is the third route requiring an item obtained in an earlier route, that being the key mold, this route also requires us to obtain $20 before the end of the day. I brought max money and the lunch pass, as the lunch pass can be sold during schoolyard for $3 during my run. But here's the thing about this route. It's not very linear. You can probably do this route in a ton of ways, and while I could list out what I did in my playthrough, I know it's nowhere close to optimal. So, because of how non-linear this route is, I've elected to just talk about some tips, though you can see the route I took in the background. There are 3 items that sell for the most, these being a bottle of pills, which you can obtain via the principal pass, which you can obtain for not completing Jerome's route, but still being gone from the room after the bell rings, and chocolate, which can be obtained from the lunch lady after some bargaining with the janitor. This route is quite fun to figure out, and I would say it's probably one of the hardest achievements in this game, as there is no defined route, so C in difficulty. The final route achievement is Savior of the School, which is obtained by saving Billy. This is Lily's route, and requires the note, phone, and office key. We begin in the schoolyard and talk to Lily, which she talks about how we probably have heard about her brother Billy, and because we have the note, we can respond with a yes. Lily's surprised to see a letter with Billy's handwriting on it, and asks where we got it. We tell her we got it from Nugget, and she wants us to find out what's written on the note. We talk to Monty, who, after paying him $1, says that the handwriting is atrocious, and that it'll take him until lunch to figure out what it says. Though Monty was able to tell us that there is a secret hatch in the principal's office. Lily has a plan, but requires both a phone and an office key, which we show Lily that we have both. But she also needs us to get sent to the principal's office so we can find where the hatch is. Before we get sent to the principal's office, we need to grab some cigarettes for later. Then we can get Nugget to send us to the principal's office. Once in, we tell the principal that we were just sad about Billy being missing and are not really looking for him, so he gives us a pill bottle. Afterwards, we check under the rug that we checked under right during the very beginning of this video. You know, the neat rug. He kicks us out, we give Miss Applegate a pill as it takes no apples, and we tell Lily that we found the hatch. Lily tells us that in case something goes horribly wrong, we need to find probable evidence that something bad did happen, and that the janitor is the key to getting that. We ask if we may go to the bathroom and convince the janitor to clean the only remaining stall. We snag a severed finger while he does so, but unfortunately the bell rings so we cannot use the toilet. At lunch, we show Lily the severed finger, which is good enough evidence in case things go bad. We go get the note from Monty, which has a code on it. We go back to Lily, who has already paid off the lunch lady. The plan is to hide in the bathroom while calling the principal, so he rushes away from his office. We head to the bathroom and bribe the hall monitor with cigarettes. We call the principal on the phone and say that Miss Applegate is in serious trouble before hanging up. We rush to the principal's office and open it with the office key. Once inside, we head to the hatch. But it takes a key, not a code. We look behind the principal's desk to find a place to insert a code. Using the code gives us the hatch key. We enter the school's basement. Once down here, we find a giant hole, console, 3 test tubes, one of which contains Billy. We also find out what the slop is made of. We press the buttons on the console in the order of yellow, red, yellow, green, blue. Yellow moves, red kills, green unmutates, and blue releases all. Before we can press the blue button, the principal shows up, gives his monologue about using these monsters for pills, and then press the blue button, releasing Billy and the monster closest to the principal. The monster kills the principal and drags him into the pit. We leave the basement and join the other kids at show and tell. We return and don't even have to show the finger off, as once Miss Applegate finds out that the principal's dead, she leaves as there's no one to sign her checks anymore. Afterwards, Lily and Billy thank us for helping them, and gives us 2 things. A one-of-a-kind Monstermon card, Blue Eyes Gold Dragon, and a Monstermon collector's guide, as their dad works at the company that makes them. And that is the final route. This route is harder than most routes, and takes a bit to fully figure out, so the very bottom of C tier in difficulty. And that's all the routes with nothing more to talk about. Oh yeah, I should probably talk about the Monstermon cards, shouldn't I? Monstermon cards are collectibles and can be found all throughout the school. Though, to actually keep the card, you need to make it to the end of the day alive within your inventory. I'm going to give a base guide on their locations, starting with number 25, Blue Eyes Gold Dragon. We just obtained this one, but for a comprehensive guide, you get it for completing Lily's quest. Time to actually go in order. Number 1, Cactus Outlaw. Give bugs cigarettes during schoolyard. Number 2, Freeze Guy Jim. He's in one of the cubbies during morning time. Either bribe Jerome with the yo-yo or Miss Applegate with the pill bottle/pill. Number 3, Martian Orb Man. Do not get through out, but make sure you get the knife from one of the cubbies. Instead of poisoning bugs, stab him, bribe the lunch lady, go out into the hall and grab the card from the stash. Number 4, King Tower Beetle. Bring Nugget a magnifying glass from one of the cubbies during morning time by, once again, bribery. Number 5, Shroom Turtle. Give bugs a breathalyzer or flask during recess. You can get a breathalyzer or flask from Cindy while playing house. Number 6, Draft Serpent. Get a pill from Nugget and, while playing house, go down the route of adoption for the baby and give Cindy a pill to help her calm down. Number 7, Literally Grass. Behind the play structure. Ofaka Tornado. Do Cindy's route, but instead of getting the bucket of blood from the janitor's closet, go to the box on the left and get the note. After returning to the playground, show the note to Cindy, shows you to find Monty. Monty reads the note and finds out the biscuit balls that the janitor has been selling have been parts of biscuit. Cindy's lost dog. When telling Cindy this, she murders the janitor and gives us the card. Number 9, Lily Brightstar. Instead of dumping blood on Lily, dump it on Cindy. Number 10, Doom Jelly. During lunch, if you aren't doing Cindy's route, talking to Cindy gives you a quest to get gum in Lily's hair and give back to Cindy before the end of lunch. Use money, Monty's glasses, or the magnifying glass from the cubbies to get out of lunch and put gum in Lily's hair. Return and claim your prize. Number 11, Tornado Fly. Use a screwdriver on the vent in the hallway. Number 12, Wizard Worm. In the Nugget Cave by a pile of skulls. Number 13, Cyclops Duckling. Jerome can give you a riddle during recess to put input on the ducks and get a Monstermon card. Number 14, Sneaky Snake. Inside the same box with the note, there's a Monstermon card. Number 15, the Ogle Bop Golem. Under the table Nugget sits at. Number 16, Eye of the Butt Holder. Distract the janitor in the bathroom and grab the card out of the middle box. Number 17, Man with Long Arm. Show the janitor Jerome's hall pass, threaten to tell about the bags, show him the pass, and also tell him it's not about the laser. Number 18, Evil Thwarter. Make Cindy eat a biscuit ball and return to the janitor. Number 19, Spiky Flimflam. Get sent to the principal's office by Nugget and imply that you and Billy were friends but stopped after a fight over Monster Run cards. Number 20, Uneaten Cake. Get slopped, throw it away, get slopped, throw it away, get slopped, get card. Number 21, Holy Night. You need $15 before the end of recess. Just do what you did for Monty's route. Number 22, Fapton Calcon. Use the lunch pass and eat your silly meal. Number 23, Wall of Castle. Check the trash can in the principal's office. Number 24, Magical Airship. Either eat the silly meal Monty sells during lunch, or show it off at Show and Tell. And now we have all 25 Monster Run cards. But if you remember during Nugget's route, there was a sign to bring all 25 talismans. You know what? I'm just going to say talisman. To bring all 25 talisman to that sign. And at our house, we can bring all 25 Monster Run cards as one item. We go back through Nugget's route until we get into the cave. We go up to the sign and present the 25 talisman. Then we go back up and watch the carnage unfold. Now that everyone is dead, Nugget tells us we need to go to a new school, Kindergarten 2. Nugget then thanks us, the player, for playing Kindergarten. And that's the World Ender achievement, and also every achievement. Because this game requires all of the Monster Run cards, I would say it gets a C in difficulty. It's really fun trying to figure out how to get some of the Monster Run cards, and can be kinda difficult at times. Kindergarten as a whole is an amazing experience. Not too difficult, but still very fun and charming. D in difficulty. Well, that covers everything in Kindergarten. I'll definitely do more videos like this, hopefully, soon. I've probably already started work on my next video for the series, which requires thinking with portals, while uploading this one. Also, if you enjoyed this video, leave a like and also subscribe. That would be greatly appreciated. I have wanted to get this video done for a while, so the support would be appreciated. If you have any suggestions for games you'd want to see me cover, which will take a while to get to, leave a comment with your suggestion. Anyways, thank you for watching. Bye!